For many of us, it seems like Hurricane Ike was so long ago. For others, they're still recovering. Over 70,000 insurance claims were filed for property damage. Losses were estimated to be about $20 billion. Some people have collected money on their claims. Others are still waiting, and many policyholders gave up fighting. If your claim has been denied or you feel that your insurance company has underpaid your claim, there is still help available possibly. Please welcome attorney Bill Voss with the Voss Law Firm to tell us what we can do to fairly collect on that claim and be prepared for the next storm. Good morning.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll get into kind of that statute of limitations thing in just a second.
Sure.
But the first thing that we need to do as consumers, because sometimes we get up and we yell and scream, and then all of a sudden we figure out that we didn't take care of things on the front end. Know if you're really in good hands. Know what your policy says.
Well, that's right. Insurance companies, as everybody knows, spend millions and millions and millions of dollars marketing and advertising to the consumer, and basically the message that they try to get across is you're in good hands, we're going to take care of you, we're going to be there for you when you have a loss. And what we've seen in our practice is that's not always the case. And so step one is to pull your insurance policy, make sure you have a full copy of it, go through it, read it, and make sure you're covered the way you need to be covered. So that's step number one, absolutely.
So, you know, a lot of things that happen with Ike or any storm for the most part is that, oh, yeah, but that was wind damage, that was something different. You have to make sure you have that kind of coverage. But then sometimes whatever damage you didn't have on your coverage is the one that somebody would claim you had.
Well, that's true. You need to be really, really careful. Insurance contracts, insurance policies are complex legal documents drafted by the insurance companies. And if you don't have somebody on your side to try to help you interpret what those terms really mean, then you're really at the mercy of the insurance company, and you don't want to be there. You really want somebody on your side that understands insurance law, insurance policies, and what those terms really mean.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who are still trying to collect. And if they're still trying to collect from Ike, has the statute of limitations run out, or is that kind of a gray area?
Well, it's a gray area. We don't think so. Not necessarily. It really depends. If consumers have signed a full and final release, they've accepted their money, that can be more challenging.
Which is also kind of part of the game. Take this now, you might not get nothing.
Well, it is, and I think most of the clients that come see us, they tell us that same exact story. They've been had a check put in front of them. They said, we're not paying you another dollars, and by the way, if you want this money, you're going to have to sign this release. Yeah. And so we advise against that. If somebody's trying to force you to take money and force you to sign documents to accept money that's rightfully yours, you shouldn't do it. You should get expert advice, your own advice, somebody on your side that can help you through that maze.
Yeah, and at the same time, we got to meet middle ground in the sense that, an insurance company is a business. They got to make money, but for us too, it's not for us to make money. It is about getting what's due you to take care of your damages and the policy that you thought that you may have had.
Well, that's right. I mean, look, let's face it. Insurance companies, they do many, many great things for many, many people. But unfortunately, they are a business, and they're in a business to make money. They make billions of dollars every single year. And they make that money, obviously, by not giving out money, but collecting premiums. Every month, they want their premium on time every month, or they're going to cancel. But the minute you file a claim, they want to kind of take you through the process. They want to make sure that they're not paying anything more than they really need to or should.
Yeah, and you have a lot of money at stake. The mistake that some of us make is to try to handle it ourselves. That's when it pays to probably go get legal representation. And let me make it clear, this is your specialty.
That's right. I consider myself a policyholder lawyer. I don't work for insurance companies. I don't get paid by insurance companies. I represent consumers. I represent policyholders. So I only have one interest, and that's my client's interest. And so we are always battling the insurance companies and their teams of lawyers and all those things. But, we're able to bring an even playing field to the table and really help many, many consumers.
All right, let's go to Dan in our audience. And Dan, you have a question?
Yes, I have a question, Deborah. What do you do if you have a damage claim at your home and you get 2 or 3 estimates from reputable contractors, and they all come in 2 or 3 times more than what the insurance company is offering? Where do you go to? When do you go to a public adjuster? When do you go to an attorney?
You go to Bill Voss.
Well, look, public adjusters, we could probably talk about public adjusters in a whole separate segment. There are some very good public adjusters that do very good things for folks, but truth be known, they're not attorneys, and they can't go and do certain things that we as attorneys can do for the consumer or the policyholder. Usually, look, the bottom line is if you have estimates from reputable folks who are writing those estimates that you believe in and you trust, and the insurance company is refusing to pay those estimates, you need help. You need to go right away. There's many attorneys who are very qualified, who can help do your background, do your research. But when you go visit an attorney, sit down with that attorney, go through the facts of your case and ask for good advice. But usually, more times than not, if they're not willing to pay, an estimate, and you have two or three that are 2 or 3 times higher than the insurance company's estimate, it doesn't really meet the smell test.
Yeah, and if you're talking about 2 to 3 times difference, it's worth going to a lawyer to get the help. Irene, what's your question, ma'am?
Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
My question is about flood insurance. If I didn't live in a flood zone, and will I need flood insurance? And if I don't have flood insurance, will my insurance company pay for it? Because
Sure.
I'm not in a flood zone.
Yeah, we're about to run out of time. But if you could, yeah.
Just real quick, go to your agent. If you trust your agent, you've got a good agent, go to your agent, talk to your agent about what you do need and what you don't need. If there's a dispute involved, or you want somebody else to take a look at it, go to a qualified insurance attorney.
Yeah, and then the whole difference between rising water, which could be coming from rain, versus flood, which could be a pipe that breaks in your house. So you got to really understand the definition there of what those 2 terms really mean and how you can be covered. And we live in Houston. You never know, right? All right. Thank you so much. To schedule a free insurance policy review and analysis, you can give the Voss Law Firm a call at 713-861-0015, 713-861-0015, or find them online at deniedclaim.com, deniedclaim.com. And as you said in the green room earlier this morning, the time to do that is before a storm comes. All right, coming up, looking to make a big